First off, to tell me my brother is at your crib and you real calm and cool and relaxed back is crazy, because I'm a ticking bomb about to get ready to explode. I'm just like my mom. First off, I got a very high temper. Once you cross that line, once you blow me, I'm finna get crazy in this lady restaurant. What do you mean, my brother? Like, what? So when she said that, so many things went in my head. So I said, what? Why is my brother at your crib? She like, look, I really got to help with this line. I'm like, why is my brother at your crib? She like, just call me. I'm like, I did. She shut the door. First off, shutting the door on me is like hanging up in my face. That's very disrespectful. You shut the door knowing that I'm heated, knowing that I'm upset. Then I'm watching you through the glass. Yo, I'm watching you through the glass. Walk off. Past the register. Through the cafe door. Now I can't even see you no more. So now I'm heated and I'm pasting in this lobby, right? I'm pasting in the lobby. The line is still long and I'm just thinking like, you know what? I promise you they want to play me. I'm talking to myself. I'm upset because what do you mean my brother is at your crib? What you talking about? That really ticked me off. That really blew me. I was very upset. And I'm like, right now, I'm not in a right state of mind. Like, yo, she finna make me grab her. So I'm just sitting there pacing back and forth. And all of a sudden, I hear now when the food is done, they call you a ticket number. So I hear the girl calling the ticket number out. And she's calling it like a couple of times. And then you hear, I have 6 wings with barbecue sauce, and I have a slab of ribs with extra barbecue sauce. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, that's me. I'm like, can you tell Kiki to come here one more time? She like, okay. She friendly with it, okay, but went right to the register and continued to ring up. It's a long line, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be patient. But I'm so heated. I'm like, and she ain't even came back from back there yet. So that let me know, since I worked, I already know, like, it's a camera right there. You can see, like, who's out there in the lobby. So she probably like, yeah, I'm going to wait till he leave. Nah, I want to see you stuffing. I want to see you. I want to see you, love muffin. I'm not going nowhere just yet. So I'm sitting there like, she ain't going to even come out. So that even really ticked me off. That really made me even extra mad, because you ain't going to even come out here and check on me knowing that I'm heated. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this girl get down. Like, she took care of one customer, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. She taking care. She's knocking the line out. So I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm like, I got to get ready to go. Can you please just tell Kiki to come in one more time? She's like, okay. And she grabbed the tickets and she went towards the back. So I'm waiting and then I see Kiki come out. I'm like, open the door. She like, what? I'm like, open the door. Everybody looking. I'm loud because first off, you sitting up here playing with me because you back there in the back. You back there in the back and I'm out here and you know I'm mad and you ain't gonna come out here and check on me. Yes, I'm totally heated to the max times 10. Yes. So she like, I'm finna go get me a shirt. I'm like, go get her. I don't care. Open the door. So she opened the door. She like, why are you doing it? I said, call me. I said, you think I'm playing with you? She like, Woody Doody, what did I do? All I did was help you. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you helped me, all right. I say, I'm finna go to your crib. She like, please do not go to my house. I'm like, watch me. Watch me go to your house. I walk off. Boom. I come out. I hit that right. I go across that bridge. Walk right in her parking lot. Soon as I get on her porch, I'm doing a remix on her house. I'm ringing the bell, knocking the door, knocking the window, knocking the door, ringing the bell. I'm doing all that. I'm remixing. Oh, all of a sudden now, zip, zip. I look, oh, it's her. Oh, she know how to call somebody now. But I'm so heated, I don't want to hear none of that. So boom, boom, I ignored it. I'm boom, 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 ling, 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 boom, 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 boom. I'm Joe, not even playing. So she calls back. So I pick up. I'm like, what? She like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this? I'm like, do. I'm at your crib. I'm finna kick your door down. You better tell my brother to come out. She like, how can I tell your brother to come out? He's at my house last time I checked. I just dropped them off like an hour ago. I'm like, an hour ago. You playing with me. I'm finna kick your door down. So I'm boom, boom, boom. I hang up. So some just came over me like, calm down. Right. Some came over me like, just calm down. After I kicked at those few times. And I hung up from her. I kind of like, all right, let me get a grip on myself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to show her. So I walk out her parking lot, walk across the bridge, walk past the barbecue restaurant. I get close to the convenience store. And I hear Roy. He like, hey. He like, come buy one of my bags for me. He like, you know you like it. So I'm like, I don't feel like playing right now. And he came down. He like, what? He like, you mad? He like, you in trouble? I'm like, nah, I just don't. I'm like, my brother Mark think it's funny. They think it's a game. Him and Kiki. He like, wait, yo, Kiki? I'm like, yeah, he was just at her crib and he ain't open the door. They don't want to open the door. I'm like, she at work. I'm like, she playing with me. I told her to tell my brother to come out. So I'm just like, I'm mad. I'm mad. So he like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with it then. I ain't got nothing. I'm like, look, if you see my brother, tell him to come home. Because I'm like, he out here, he playing. I'm like, and he probably waiting on Kiki so they can, you know what I'm saying? I'm on that. I'm on that. He like, all right, I got you. I keep walking. I get to the crib, put my key in the door. Front door now opening. When the front door open, all I hear is, Marky, you just stepped a foot in my house. Now I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you one time only. Where were you? Because look what time it is. He was like, Mom. I'm like, yeah, where were you? She like, I don't need no help. I've been doing this for a very long time. Your daddy don't even help me. I got this. You got my son food? I'm like, yeah, I got it. She like, okay, make his plate. I'm like, I just want to know where you been too, Mom. So she said, okay, I got this. Thank you, though. I don't need no help. I don't need no tag team. So I went on here. I started making Boo Man's plate. I warmed it up a little bit in the oven. And I'm just sitting there. And so he was like, no, it was a game today. She said, so you thought that you shouldn't ask me after you just got in trouble? You know what? It was a game today. I'm going up to your school tomorrow. And I'm going to see if it was a game. Because there's no way that you're not letting me know what you're about to do. You're not grown. You just got done from sleeping out the tent just this morning. And you think that you are welcome to go to a game. Do you remotely think that that's smart? Why are you playing with me? You want to get stomped on. You want to get beat on. So I'm just looking. She like, Rody Dody, because you so in my business. Your mouth wide open. Make my son plate. I'm like, okay. So I start placing Boo Man's plate. Boom, I give him his stuff. I come back downstairs. So Marky like, but Mom, I just wanted to see my friend. Mama, I keep wanting to see my friend. I don't care. I don't care about you seeing no friends. You can't even be honest with me. You can't even let me know you still at the school. You know what? You and Rody Dody. So I'm just sitting there, right? I'm sitting there because the excuse he used was like kind of the same excuse I used. So I was just looking at him. I'm like, I really want to hurt him right now. So I'm kind of slowly coming down like the last few stairs. So my mama like, you know what? You need another day outside. I hope it don't rain. You're going back in the tent. And I'm taking you to school Monday. And this weekend, baby, you're going to be cleaning. Don't ask me, can you go to a party? Don't ask me, can you go on the porch? None of that. When the sunlight hit, you will come in and you will clean. You got that, Mark? You will clean, sir. Soldier, sir, you will wipe the walls. You will do everything that I tell you to do. You got that? Don't ask, can you do anything? Nobody better not ring a bell. You can't see the phone. You can't do nothing. When it's nighttime, you will go back out there in the tent until you learn how to be grown. Monday, I'll let you back in once I found out what kind of game you was in. Because all of a sudden now you at a game. Ain't quartered, ain't asked nobody nothing. You just grown. Like if you paying bills. So my mama going on and on. She like, get out of my face. So he like, but Mom, I'm like, get out of her face. And I just bum rush Marky and I grab. She like, Rody Dody. So my dad comes out the living room. He like, hey, y'all stop. I'm like, he like, let me go. I'm like, no, get out like Mama said. And I open up the door. She like, Rody Dody, stop. I'm like, let me go, Mom. And I pushed him out the door. So he like, why you do that? And I shut the door. My mama like, get in your room now. And so I'm going up the stairs and she coming behind me. She like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I just don't like when he talk back to you. She like, I don't know what's getting into you, but you better slow down. You moving too fast. I got this. Don't put your hands on him. That's my son. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, because he got you stressing and he's just outside. She like, okay, you do the same thing. So you do the same thing. So I don't understand why you mad. I'm sorry. She like, worry about yourself. Don't touch him again. Because if he touch you, you wouldn't like it. So I'm like, you're right. So she walked out. Boom. My dad comes upstairs. He like, hey, what's getting into you? What's wrong? I'm like, nothing. He like, it's because you out there doing the do. I'm like, wait, what? First off, I was not ready for my dad to, like, the door was open. Like, he wasn't even in my room. He was, like, in the doorway. And so for you to say that, like, what? He like, see, you think you're grown because you're out there doing the do. I'm like, I'm not doing the do. He like, your mama gonna find out about the hickey. I'm like, well, she ain't say nothing yet. Yeah, she ain't say nothing yet, but you better hope she don't pay attention. I'm like, he like, don't touch your brother. You know the rules. I'm like, yes, I know the rules. Why did you grab him like that? I'm like, because my mom was stressing and worried about him, so I just grabbed him up. But why? I'm like, I don't know. He like, Marky has done worse and you never touched him. Is it because he didn't do it with you this time? I'm like, no, it was just because he was talking back. He like, okay, let's not do that replay ever again. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm like, all right. So boom, he walks off. So I'm like, so I shut the door. Like, I was heated. I was mad, right? So I checked my phone. I felt my phone vibrating the whole time when I was roughing Marky up, when I was pushing him out the door. So I checked my phone. It's Kiki. So I pick up. I'm like, yo, what's up? So she like, can we talk? I'm like, no, we can't. I'm like, my brother was at your house. You talked to my brother, right? Boom, I hang up. She calls back. I pick up. Now, look, every time she called back, I'm picking up. I'm like, but I'm talking low because I can't get loud because my mom gonna hear me. And if she walk past my door, oh, baby, she gonna be like, who you talking to, man? So I pick up. I'm like, what? She like, see, I helped you. I'm like, yeah, you helped me. You did. And I appreciate you. But I told you to drop my brother off at home. I said, drop my brother off, not your house. For what, though? So I'm asking her, like, but why was he at your house? She like, I want to talk face to face. I'm like, what? She like, I want to talk face to face. I'm like, I don't want to talk face to face. My mom was right. I should have just never even talked to you. She like, so you regret me? I'm like, I'm about to hang up, all right? My mom and dad is home. Click, I'll hang up on them. Hang up on it straight up. So I'm like, man, I'm going through my phone. I'm like, let me call Piper back. So Piper picks up. You hear music in the background. So I'm like, where you at? She like, oh, my sister friend having a party. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. She like, you want me to come pick you up? You want to come? I'm like, no, my house is hot right now. She like, your house is always hot. I'm like, yeah, Marky was outside. My mom was looking for him. So, you know, I'm talking to her. So she was like, so you was with your girlfriend? I'm like, what you talking about? She was like, your girlfriend. So I'm like, hold on. So I goes in my closet, right? And I shut the closet. So I'm in my room, but I'm in my closet. So I can be able to talk a little louder. So I pull all the coats in the front, and then I get all the way in the closet. So now I got extra room. I pull the coats up closer so my voice won't echo outside. Like, this is how I used to think. Like, I'll kid you not. Like, so my voice won't echo outside. So I'm like, because I know I'm finna talk a little loud with her. So she like, you have fun with your little girlfriend? I'm like, what? I don't have a girlfriend. She was like, oh, you do, because you really want me to think that I put that hickey on your face. I'm like, you did. She like, I did not, Roshan. I'm like, listen, I got something else to tell you. She like, what? So I'm telling her about Junior legs, right? The legs expelled, and Junior is booted. He's kicked out. So I'm telling her, she like, what? I'm like, yeah, your little boyfriend. So now I'm messing with her, right? So she was like, come to this party with me and be my date. I'm like, I cannot come out. She like, I'm coming anyway. I'm like, please don't. Please. I'm at bed trouble. She like, it's the weekend. I'm like, I don't care. My mama don't care what day it is. Her no is a solid no. It's what it still fits. A no is a no in her book. So boom, I end up straight up hanging up from her in her face. Doop. Cause she like trying to be funny. Like, it's the weekend. You can get like, look, I ain't finna do that. Boom, I hang up. So she texts me like, did you just hang up in my face? I'm like, nah, my phone just died. She like, how your phone died and you texted me? So I call her. I'm like, it's about to die. She like, no, you hung up in my face. She like, it's cool. I'm going to find me somebody here. I'm like, what? She like, I'm going to find me somebody here. Click, hung up on me. 5. Girl, you tough. Go ahead. I already hit that. That's how I was thinking, like, I didn't hit it. Like, go ahead. Now I won't even try to hit it no more. Now, I won't hit it again. Go ahead. I already smashed you. So go ahead. That's your stuff. Share it out. I don't care. So boom, I'm chilling in the room. I'm like, let me shower. So I go ahead. I shower up. And I come out the shower. I go in my room, get fully dressed in my pajamas. I come out. I see my mom going down the stairs. So I'm like, Mom. She like, what? I'm like, I love you. She like, I love you too, Roshan. I'm like, I'm sorry. She like, for what? I'm like, just not being a regular teenager and, you know, just embarrassing you and stuff. She was like, it's okay. I love you. You my child. I'm just getting a dose of my own medicine. Trust me, I was wild. First off, my mom was still young. So I'm just like, you know, you was wild. But I didn't know how wild until she told me a few of those stories. And I was like, oh, yeah, you was buck. You wild now. This is wild for you. But we could call that buck. So I was like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. And she like, okay, good night. So I go in my room. I'm tweeting on my phone, right? So I'm texting Piper like, you found you somebody yet? This girl is not responding back. She not responding back, right? So I'm like finally letting my body like kind of like take me, right? Like that I'm finna go to sleep. All of a sudden, and I got the phone right here. So all of a sudden I feel the vibration on my chest in my hand. So I'm like, cause I'm not a heavy sleeper. So I look and I see that I got a video. So I look at the video and it's Piper and she like dancing, right? But she dancing with girls though. But she like doing all this. I'm like looking at her dancing like, oh my God. Okay, so I texted because she didn't respond to none of my texts. So I texted like, you looking good. She like, I know. She like, wait until I find me somebody tonight. So I'm like, what? So I called the phone. She picks up. I'm like, yo, pull up in front of my crib. She like, what? I'm like, pull up in front of my crib. She like, oh, now you want me to come? I'm like, no, pull up in front of my crib. So I'm like, okay, I gotta see. Can I get outside? Right. My mom is up. It's late. My mom is up. So I go downstairs. I'm like, hey, Mom. She was like, I thought she was going to bed. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know you might say no. She like, so if you know I might say no, why you about to ask me? I'm like, no, but because you might don't say no, but you might say no. So my dad like looking at me like, what's wrong? I'm like, my friend, they having a party. She like, oh, you're not going to no, look what time it is. You're not going to no party? No, you are not, no, you're not going to no party. You are not grown. So I'm like, no. I don't want to go to a party. My friend coming from a party and they was going to come in front of the house and had a party in front of the house. I'm like, no. They not going to have a party in front of the house. They just going to come and visit me for like 10, 15 minutes. She like, you got 1 hour. When they coming? I'm like, they on their way. She like, okay, as soon as you got that door, your hour start. I'm like, okay. She like, Monday, you better hope that progress report is everything that I hope. I'm like, oh, it is, Mom, no worries. So I goes upstairs. So I'm like, oh, let me get up out my pajamas. So I get up out my pajamas. I put on these windbreakers. It was a Nike windbreaker. I put on these windbreakers, right? So my mom used to give me these windbreakers, but I used to be like, I don't like this because it used to remind me of like old school, because she used to say like, oh, I used to wear this, you know, when I was growing up. And I was like, wait, this. And so she like, yeah, but they windbreakers, they coming back out. So I started rocking them, and it used to flick with either my Mikes or my Air Force Ones. And I used to have the mid Air Force Ones, like any color you could think of. I was a Air Force One head. I'm talking about to the chest. I love my Jordans, but I had the most Air Force Ones ever. The Miz was my favorite with the strap on the back. So I put on my stuff, and so my mom come towards the door. She get the knocking on the door. She like, "What you getting dressed for?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to wear pajamas out." She like, "You have one out. You better not go nowhere. When I say show your face, and if I step outside, I better see your face." I'm like, "I'm not gonna go nowhere, Mom." She like, "Okay." So boom, she walks out my room. So I'm like, "Mama, check on Marky." She like, "For what?" I'm like, "I just want to apologize for grabbing him like that." She like, "Okay, don't be back there all day." And no, he cannot, just in case y'all go back there talk, no, he cannot come out there with your friends. He in the tent. That's the tent man. He's staying back there until Monday. Monday, he'll be released. He in the outside jail. I'm like, I'm looking at her. I'm like, "Okay, Mom." So boom, I goes out there in the back. Back door now opening. He clears day inside the tent. It's a light inside the tent. He got the light on. So I unzipped the thing. So I'm like, "Get out the tent." So I grabbed him because he was like in the tent, kind of like leaned over, like looking at a book, but he was like leaned over. And I was like, "Get out the tent." I grabbed him. He let me go. Boom, he grabbed me. Boom. Put me on the ground. So me and him both on the ground. I'm like, boom. I slammed him on his side. So he like, "Let me go right now, Rody Dodie. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Get up." So we get up. We let each other go. We both get up. So he like, "Why you putting your hands on me?" I'm like, "Why you was at Kiki house?" He like, "What?" I'm like, "Why you was at Kiki house?" He like, "Oh, this over the girl." I'm like, "Yeah." "Why you was at her house?" He like, "She wanted me to stay there." I'm like, "But you know I'm in her." He like, "Yeah, but I wasn't planning on it." She told me to stay there until she get off work. I'm like, "But I told you to go home, right?" He like, "Hey, bro, calm down." I'm like, "I told you." He like, I don't want to swing on you, bro." I'm like, "Please swing. I promise you, I'm going to nail you. I'm going to nail you to the cross, Marky, swing." So he like, "Look, that's why I left right away." He like, "I left." I'm like, he like, "She told me that she'll call the house phone and check on me." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "But she told me that what?" She said she ain't got no house phone, bro. He like, "She do." He like, "But I felt wrong. Like, I felt bad." So he like, I ended up leaving, and then I went to go see the twin chick. I've been across the street from the house. I'm like, "Wait, at the twins' crib?" He like, "Yeah." He was like, "I was trying to see if she can give me some sloppy toppy." I'm like, he like, "You thought I'd do you like that? You my brother." It seemed like that she wanted to be on there with me, though, because she kept telling me, "Don't go nowhere. She'll bring me some food. Your brother did this before, da 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 da. I got your back." And I was like, "Wait, but you nah." I'm like, "My bad." All you hear is, "Rody Dodie, time is up." I'm like, okay. My mom to let up Caleb window and said, "Time is up." I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna talk to you." He like, What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm finna get ready to go out in the front." I'm like, "Piper finna come." He like, "For what?" I'm like, "She talking smack. I'm just finna talk to her." He like, "But Mom woke." I'm like, "Yeah. But if I had to tell you one more time while y'all down there whispering like some mosquitoes, and you don't get in this house, Rody Dodie, you're gonna be out there in a tent with him." So immediately like, time out. I don't want to be in the tent. I don't want to have no tent out there. I don't want to be tent neighbors. I don't want to be there. No, I want to be in my room. So I'm like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna talk to you soon." So I leave. So I goes in the house. Zip, zip, zip. Piper like, she basically 3 minutes away. She 3 minutes away. So I'm like, "Mom, finna go out in the front." She like, "And hurry up. You got 1 hour. Uno. 1 hour." I'm like, "Okay, 1 hour. 1 hour. I'm not playing. And you better be back in this house. I'm not going to sleep. So, and I will be coming out there." I'm like, "Okay." So boom, I leave out. Front door now opening. I shut the door. As I come out, I see Beth and Cynthia. They over there. They chiefing or whatever. So I see Darnisha, which is Beth's girlfriend, over there. So I'm like, oh, so they see me. They like, "Hey, Rody Dodie." I'm like, "What's up?" They like, "What you doing out late?" I'm like, "Oh, my friend finna come over." Boom. I see Piper turns in. She goes on a parking, like on park, like a couple of houses down, but across the street. So I see her. So boom, I go on ahead. I run and get in the car. So she like, and so I'm looking at her like, she like, mm-hmm. I'm like, what? She like, so I'm like, so she like, stop playing. I'm here. I'm like, I see you. I'm in the car with you, right? So she like, where your girlfriend at? I'm like, stop it. I already told you. You know, I don't got a girlfriend. She was like, well, who put that on your face? She like, wow, who put? I'm like, hey, don't do that again. She like, I will. So she get a little, you know what I'm saying, toxic, maybe a little feisty. Now I like that. Don't get me wrong. Like, she ain't smacked the dog doodle out of me, but she smacked me. I like that. That turned me on. So she started grabbing me like, tell me. So I'm like, stop. So she like, tell me, who else on you? I'm like, nobody. I'm like, I promise you did that. She like, I didn't even know you could put hickeys on the face. I wouldn't even try to do that. I would do the neck. So I said, okay. I said, so you think I've been doing it with somebody else? How? She was like, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, so you come over here to say that? So she like, no. I'm like, so she like, guess what? I'm like, what? She like, open my glove compartment. I open up her glove compartment. She still got that same drink in there. I'm like, you ain't drink this? She like, nah, that's for me and you. So she like, you can have some. She like, I got to drive. She like, and I already been having some. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll have some. So as I'm getting a cup, she got little cups in there, like little small little cups, like the ones that you use at the dentist. Like she got that the liquor gonna eat through the cup. So boom, I pulled the liquor in the cup. I look, zip, zip, zip. Hello, step outside. Where you at? I'm like, okay, that's my mom. I'm like, hey, wait. So I come out the car. I'm like, she like, okay. And boom, she go back in the house. She like, what was that about? I'm like, my mom want to make sure that I ain't go nowhere. She was like, yo, mom she's something else. I'm like, what that's supposed to mean? She like, nah, she just something else. I'm like, nah, I don't be doing too much on my mama though. She like, ain't nobody doing too much on your mama. I'm trying to do too much on you though. I'm like, she like, but you doing it with somebody else. I'm like, no, I'm not. She like, who put? I'm like, nobody. So I grab my drink. The drink is like tearing the cup up because it's paper. It's tearing the cup up. So I'm like, I knock it back. So she like, just drink out the bottle. So I'm sipping out the bottle. So she like, let's get in the back seat because I got tinted windows in the back. I'm like, for what? She like, get in the back seat. So I get in the back seat. I climb back there. She climbs back there. So she sits on top of me. And she like, hold my hips. I'm like, all right. She like, so, be honest with me. Who put that up on your face? I'm like, you did. She like, no, I didn't. I'm like, stop. So then she like, I'm going to show you what I do. So she started sucking on my neck. And boom, she just grinding on, like and I mean grinding hard. So I'm like, oh my God, girl. So we going right. So I'm like, okay. So all I feel is zip, zip, zip. She like, don't answer. I'm like, I gotta zip, zip. I'm like, I gotta look. So when I look, it's Kiki cool of the phone. So I ignored it. She like, So she hit my phone and it fell on the side. You know, like how you open up the door? My phone was on the side. So I'm like, she like, leave it alone. So she like, squeeze me. Like she telling me to squeeze her posterior. So we are having it. So all I hear is, don't you run up on me. Don't you run up. So I'm like, hey, wait, stop. I'm like, you hear that? She like, no. I'm like, stop. So I look, it's Beth and Fernisha is over there. And I'm like, look, let down the window. So she let down the window and all you hear is, yeah, no, you was at my house. Did you bring my bud? So I guess the sister, Fernisha's sister, which is Darnisha, the one that dates Beth, took some bud, brung the Zaza over there, and they smoked basically all this girl's stuff up. And now she on dummy. Which they was out there chiefing, but I don't know the story. So I'm hearing it, right? So I see Beth like, if you come close, I'ma swing. So Piper like, why are we listening? We can still be. I'm like, no, I gotta go help her. She like, what? I'm like, I gotta go help her. She like, no, that's not your fight. I'm like, she know I'm right here. She said, okay. She cranks up the car and didn't even warm it up enough. Pull out the park, takes off, right? We park all the way like at the beginning of my block at the stop sign. She like, now. And she took her shirt off. So I'm like, no, we can't. We can't do it. She like, why? See, I come over here for what? I'm like, no. I'm like, I gotta go. So I gets out her car. She cranks it up and I'm running, right? When she cranks it up, I finally realized when I check my pockets, I'm already out her car. I'm like one house like past where she at. I'm like, my phone. Mind you, I dropped my phone. She's getting ready to pull off. I'm like, hey, she driving off. I'm like, hey, but it's a stop sign. I'm like, hey, wait. She's steady going. I'm running